Let's start with this question. What if the Book of Enoch contains some of the clearest prophecies of Jesus as the Messiah, long before the Gospels were written? 1 Enoch 46:1-2 describes, "There I beheld the Ancient of Days, and there was with him another, whose countenance resembled that of a man. His face was full of grace, and all who dwell on earth shall fall down and worship before him." Sound familiar? It mirrors Daniel 7:13-14, but it goes further. Enoch says people will worship this Son of Man. This was radical in a Jewish context, yet consistent with New Testament theology. Worship of anyone besides Yahweh was considered blasphemy, unless that one was divine. 1 Enoch 48:2. "In the presence of the Lord of Spirits, this Son of Man was named before creation." This hints at pre-existence, a foundational truth about Christ. That's not symbolic. It's strikingly similar to Paul's teaching in Colossians chapter 1, verses 16-17. Prophetic insight. Enoch not only points to a divine Messiah, he introduces a pre-existent, enthroned, and worshipped Son of Man, fulfilling justice and mercy. This concept would have helped early believers recognize Jesus as not just another prophet, but the promised one from before time. So what did Jews think about this book before Jesus? In the Second Temple period, which spanned from 500 BC to 70 AD, the Book of Enoch was widely read. It shows up in the Dead Sea Scrolls with at least 11 copies found at Qumran. It's also referenced in the Book of Jubilees and the Testament of the 12 Patriarchs. These texts often mention Enoch. Early apocalypses and Jewish mysticism also drew from its themes. In fact, many scholars argue that first Enoch shaped early Jewish expectations of the Messiah, especially the idea that he would judge the wicked and rule in righteousness. The apocalyptic hope that filled books like Revelation didn't just appear out of nowhere. It had roots, and Enoch is one of them. This was not fringe, it was mainstream until... So, if it was so influential, why did the Western Church reject it? 3 main reasons. First, the angelic rebellion was too graphic. The story of angels descending, mating with humans, and birthing giants made church leaders uneasy, especially by the 4th century when Greek philosophy was taking root in theology. Second, it contradicted doctrinal development. As doctrines about sin, angels, and eschatology evolved, Enoch's vivid imagery didn't fit nicely. It was too raw, too supernatural, too resistant to allegory. It empowered apocalyptic movements. Reformers, revolutionaries, and mystics often cited Enoch. That made it politically dangerous, and church authorities couldn't allow that. By the time of Augustine and Jerome, Enoch was dismissed as heretical or merely curious reading. But the Ethiopian Church, a branch that preserved many early Christian traditions, kept it in the canon. That's important, because their Bible might just be closer to the one Jesus' first disciples knew. One of the most astonishing parts of Enoch is its vision of world history, from creation to the end times. In the Book of Dreams, chapters 83-90, Enoch uses symbolic animals to represent key biblical figures and nations. Sheep are the righteous, wolves are the enemies, and lambs are the faithful remnant. He traces the journey from Adam to the Exodus, the temple period, exile, and the coming of a messianic kingdom. In the final chapters, Enoch predicts apostasy in the last days, cosmic upheaval, the resurrection of the dead, the final judgment, and a new heaven and new earth. 1 Enoch 91, verses 15 and 16. "And after that, the roots of unrighteousness shall be cut off, and sinners shall be destroyed by the sword, and the righteous shall arise from their sleep, and wisdom shall be given unto them." This language echoes Daniel 12, Isaiah 26, and Revelation 21, centuries before they were written. Let's step back for a moment. If over 90% of Bible prophecy has already been fulfilled, and if Enoch predicted these fulfillments before Jesus even arrived, what does that say about the final few prophecies? We are living in the last chapters. The final pieces are falling into place. A revived Israel? Check. Global surveillance and control? Check. Lawlessness and scoffing? Check. Gospel reaching every nation? Happening now. Now I know this mystery. The righteous and the wise shall be saved, and their names will be preserved in the book of life. This is why Enoch matters. It confirms, clarifies, and amplifies the biblical story, and it warns a generation who thinks prophecy is just a fairy tale. Be sure to subscribe and get the current study guide. Next, in part 3, we'll explore the connection between the Book of Enoch and Revelation's Mark of the Beast, Enoch's visions of heavenly judgment, how Enoch fits into modern end-time timelines, and a fresh look at why Jesus referenced Noah's days and how Enoch fills in the blanks. Help us spread the word of God and examine biblical prophecies. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Also, be sure to ring the notification bell to be sure not to miss a new video. And if you have a biblical topic you would like us to explore, tell us about it in your comment to Bible Teaching Hub. Thank you for your participation.